Hi everyone! Now today we are here to talk about some really cool hairstyles.
Hair inspiration.
It is indeed. I don't know if any of you saw the video that we did on cakes and running through some Pinterest boards that I made, but we are following a similar suit and I've put together 5 boards on various themes of hair and we're going to run through them.
Yeah, and it's looking amazing, guys. And by the way, thank you so much for all of you that commented on that last video on the cakes. We're glad you like it. This is a similar format. Let's get going. Hannah has done 5 Pinterest boards.
So we've got 5 boards. The first one is updos.
Yeah. Wedding, I was never into an updo for my wedding, but I feel like so many people want to have an updo, but I feel like there are so many different and kind of creative styles that you can go for now. It's always good to start a Pinterest board and have a look. For my wedding, I had the bridesmaids with updos, so it was almost like the other way around. I had my hair down and then the bridesmaids
I think
were
it's
up.
good to have a difference,
different,
isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
I love this one with the almost twisted. It's got a braid in it as well. We're going to talk a bit more about braids in a bit, but I love how it's got the tucked in and the kind of beachy kind of wave, but it's still a lot more kind of structured.
I love it when it's kind of slightly pulled down.
Yeah.
So it looks a bit messy, but at the same time it looks quite structured.
Yeah, it depends on the style of your dress as well. I think that's something that a lot of people don't consider that much, is they have the hairstyle that they have in their mind of what they want to look like, but then they also, you need to consider your dress at the same time. Some more formal dresses or sleek dresses suit some really kind of a little bit more kind of polished looking, but if you're going for a more beachy look, it's also good. I love this one, which is almost it almost reminds me of a Mohican, but it's braided, because there's a lot of volume in the top, but it's braided along the top and then it's all tucked in. It's almost if you just did that and had your hair down, it'd be a really cool kind of casual beachy look, but then they've kind of swept up the sides and that looks really beautiful. This is very vintage as well with the roll. I think you're either one of those girls that does the 1950s vintage roll or not, cool, but no. I feel like a lot of people think a high bun is so casual and you probably couldn't pull it off for your wedding, but I actually love it for that.
I love it.
Especially if you're not doing anything too traditional or formal, it just looks, if that's a hairstyle that suits you and a kind of silhouette that suits you, having your hair really, really high up, I think it just looks so chic. Moving on to the braids. I love my braids, and I think so many people want to have a braid on their wedding day, whether it's for them or their bridesmaids, and I think most wedding hair is interchangeable between the bride and the bridesmaids.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so a lot of them come down from the front and you think, oh, it's so natural, but a lot of them put in a tiny clip-in extension just there to add a little bit more, and then if it's a Dutch braid and it's stuck to your hair, or French braid, they add in every few inches and it really helps with thickness. They can do amazing things. If you don't have the thickest hair, ask your hairdresser about clip-in extensions, or proper bonded extensions as well for your wedding day is an option if you want to go down that route. I love this look with the twists, the crown twists.
It looks so simple. I bet it's probably a bit of a nightmare to do, but it looks so simple and so pretty.
Yeah, and it's almost just very chic, knotted, kind of just beachy. Yeah. I love those waves as well. And look at the little one.
I know, I love it. So
how has she got so much hair as a small person? Or is that just a really skinny adult?
That person does have it could be a really skinny adult.
You know what as well I find quite good is that doing a sideways hairstyle is a nice way to have your hair off your face a little bit and give you a more kind of polished look, but at the same time you're not properly doing an updo or leaving it down, so it often gives you a bit more to play with in terms of putting a veil in. I love this as well, which is almost a crazy, totally unstructured braid.
It's really cool.
That you can't even see where it's coming from or where it's going. I think that works really, really well. Again, the ones that are pulled just from the side, a double twist. This girl with really, really pale hair, it's almost grey.
And leaving some loose.
Leaving some out, so it's half up, half down, but you've got the twist and then you've got a fishtail underneath it. That's really beautiful. And that would actually work really well with a hairpiece in the middle of that. I think it would look stunning. So the next board is floral.
I love flowers.
Did you like doing this?
I'm getting so into it. Yeah, I think this is what I'd do if I got married again.
Yeah.
I've gone a bit hippie, I think, in my old age. I love flowers in hair. It looks so nice and so natural.
Yeah, if you're going for a little bit more of an English garden wedding or a beach wedding, I think it works really nicely as being a little bit more of a kind of relaxed, traditional, non-traditional alternative to, say, a veil.
You can get them now as a clip, so you literally, the flowers are already attached to the clip and then you just push the clip into your hair, which is a good way to do it if you're doing it for the evening and you don't have on hand.
Yeah, pre-made. And
they look really pretty.
So the board that we've got here is basically, I feel like a lot of it just depends on your flower kind of colour scheme and the type of flower you're using, and you'd probably match it in with that or match it in with your bridesmaids dresses, things like that. I personally love the kind of lilac pale blue, but really like faded, so really kind of natural looking. This one on the side here where she's got a messy bun.
So pretty.
So beautiful, but then like peachy, pinky colours work really nicely as well. But again, it depends on your wedding theme really. How do you feel about the floral headbands?
I really like them for bridesmaids. I don't think I'd do it as a bride.
No.
I think I'd like to have flowers in my hair if I was getting married again. And the bridesmaid having flower crowns, I think look really cool, especially on little ones. They look really
I agree.
cute.
And if you haven't seen our DIY flower crown video, we'll link that so you guys can go and check it out. They're so fun to make. These more rustic colours as well, like for autumn, I think work really nicely. They're a little bit warmer, so if you're having a kind of September wedding, I think that could look really nice, again, depending on your colour scheme. Some more kind of like a little bit more boho looking, like lavender.
Lavender looks cool. Smells
Imagine
really
how
nice
good you
too.
would
You
smell
would
if you had
literally
lavender in
smell
your hair all day.
amazing. Okay, so next up we've got boho waves, which is really cool. It's quite a key look at the moment, the kind of whole beachy look.
Yeah, and I think it depends as well what kind of look you're going for, because if you want, you can do the waves going all the same way, so your hair's almost like that. Whereas if you want something a little bit more messy and deconstructed, like this third pin on this page, you almost have the waves going like that, so they're kind of going over each other, which looks a little bit messier, a little bit more textured, and a lot more relaxed. So it's really kind of deciding which kind of level of unpolished you want to go for. I love a little bit of a half up, half down, and I think that's what a lot of people do. That's what I did for my wedding. The other thing I would say with waves is to think about the products that you're going to be using throughout the day to keep them fresh. That's the other thing. When you have your hair down and you're going to be dancing, going to be, you know, hugging people, having a great time all day long, they're going to look a bit straggly at certain occasions throughout the day, so you want to plan for that. So make sure you do a test, because I wear my hair like this a lot in kind of day-to-day life, and I absolutely love the Aveda dry conditioner for this, because my hair gets drier throughout the day, so I spray a little bit of that in and then work it in with my fingertips, and it almost makes it piecey again. So I can almost brush the underneath where it gets a bit knotty, and then just work a little bit of that in and make it kind of look fresh again. Last board, embellishments.
Now there's some quite cool stuff on this one. I found some amazing stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a really fun way to make your look a little bit different or unique if you want to do something, especially if you're doing like a stylized wedding. If you've got a kind of vintage theme, you know, like 1920s, there's some
really
amazing
well
things.
With 20s. I love these hair pieces that come across the front.
This
it's
triple
so
band
cool.
Here, the third pin again on this page, is really cool,
I
very
absolutely love it.
stylized. The like fishnet that comes over your face as well.
Yeah.
If you have like a hairpiece, and you can
really awesome.
you can actually make those quite easily yourself as well. And there's lots of kind of DIYs online. If you'd like to see that, then let us know. Look at this giant one coming across the front with the braid, very unstructured. Like the actual hairstyle is super casual, and the embellishment is so almost like over the top that it makes that amazing contrast, and it still looks
really
like
cool.
it just totally works. And then there's more kind of like embellishments that you can put across if you have an updo and you have almost like a fringe down, you can put it across your parting there. I always think that looks kind of really pretty, quite a girly look.
Yeah.
And that's it. So that's it for this video. We hope you guys liked it. If you would like to see another one of our Pinterest videos talking about a different theme, like I said before, we've done the cakes one, and this is the hair one. So if you want to see flowers or venues or whatever, anything to do with weddings, let us know, and we'll make that for you guys, and we'll see you soon.